Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Ryan, and we're back for another episode of Team Fortress 2 in detail. In this episode, we will be looking at another one of the weapons that were introduced in the Mecha update, and this time we will be looking at the Rescue Ranger. Now, the Rescue Ranger is a shotgun for the engineer. With its alt fire, it uses metal to pick up buildings from long range, and fires a special bolt that can repair friendly buildings. But it has minus 34% clip size, minus 50% max primary ammo on the wearer, and a self mark for death on building pickup. Now, the first thing, before we move on, the first thing you want to see is it says that it fires a projectile. So, just keep that in mind. We'll come back to that a bit later. It has ammo loaded of 4. You can have 4 in the clip at a time, with maximum ammo carried of 16. Now, the shot type is a projectile, and the maximum 150% of the damage is 52. The base damage is 35, and the minimum damage is 18. Now, a critical hit will do around 105 damage, and a mini crit will do anywhere between 47 and 70 damage. Now, if you want to make yourself a Rescue Ranger, it's going to take you 3 Eureka Effects and a reclaimed medal, and there you go. Now, just before, I mentioned that this was a projectile. Now, every other shotgun in the game, well, there's only 3 that I can think of. The default there's 4 that I can think of. The default shotgun, the reserve shooter, the Frontier Justice, and the Widowmaker. They are all hit scan weapons, which means when you click, the bullet goes there instantly. But this shotgun defies all the other shotguns. It shoots a projectile, which means it has travel time. So this means if someone's running across your screen and you move your cursor onto them and you click on them, it's going to miss. You need to click in front of them so it gets towards them, and depending on how far away they are, you also need to aim a little bit higher, because bullet drop off, because it will fall down because of gravity, because it's a projectile, not a hit scan weapon. But you might be thinking, Ryan, why would you want to do that? Why would you even be shooting at someone with a shotgun at long range? Well, with this shotgun, it shoots one single projectile, kind of like a slug. So instead of shooting, whatever, I forgot what it's called, out of a shotgun and all these little pellets flying everywhere, it shoots one projectile, which means you can kind of, be a little bit more effective at longer ranges, but at close range you won't be as effective. Now, the main thing, the best thing about this is that you can heal your sentries, and I think this is why they made it into that projectile instead of the regular scatter shot, because this means you can heal your sentries but just by shooting at it, and it doesn't use up metal. As long as you have ammo in your gun, you can shoot at your sentry and then it heals your sentry. But this will not remove sappers from your sentry, or any other buildings. It works on any buildings. You cannot remove sappers from any of your buildings, and you cannot you cannot upgrade any of your buildings. You can only heal your buildings with the ammo from your shotgun and not your metal, which can be extremely helpful because it allows engineers to be a bit more aggressive, and they don't need to worry as much about their buildings, because they don't need to stand right next to them to repair them if they get hurt. They can just quickly turn around, boom, shoot it once, it's healed up, and then you can just be on your way, shoot some more people, kill some people with your shotgun. Now, the alt fire of this gun is extremely helpful for getting your buildings out of sticky situations where it's about to be destroyed and you can't get there in time. So if at any distance, if you can see one of your buildings, if the name comes up when you put your crosshair over the building and you right click and you have 130 metal, it will instantly bring your building to you, and you'll be carrying it, so it teleports your building to you, and you can just put it down whenever you feel like it. But there's one problem with this. Whenever you teleport a building to you, while you're holding it, you are marked for death, which means until you put your building down, you take mini crits. So this really should be only be used in situations where you know that you'd be able to get out of there. Otherwise, you're just going to make things worse for yourself. Now, some of you might be thinking this would be perfect with the Eureka Effect. It means you can move. It means you can move your buildings. No, that's not the case. Sadly, the Eureka Effect still makes it so you can't move buildings. So yeah, you can still use that, but I would prefer to use this over the Eureka Effect any day. So one of my favorite loadouts, my favorite loadout personally to use with this is the Rescue Ranger. Any secondary, the pistol or the I forgot what it's called. Oh, my memory is so bad today. The Wrangler. That doesn't really matter. That's kind of personal preference. But I prefer to use the Jag along with this, because once if you teleport something to you in kind of a dangerous situation, then you want to be able to build it as fast as you can. Because how I mainly use this is I get to the spot where I want to put it, and then I teleport it to me, then put it down, pretty much instantly, kind of depending on what's going on in the battle. So if you have the Jag, you can quickly teleport it to you and build your building a lot faster than you would be able to with any other weapons, which, that's just the most logical option for me. You probably have, your own preferences, but I quite like it. This can be also extremely helpful on, say, like payload maps or control point maps. Not so much King of the Hill, but like control point or payload. If the enemy caps a point and you quickly need to get like your gear out of there before it gets destroyed and start setting up on the next point, then you can just quickly teleport it to you and then start setting it up, instead of running all the way in there and running all the way back and risking getting killed, which could kind of suck for you. So I hope this video kind of helped you guys out. It's definitely one of the shotguns I will probably be using a lot more now. I really like it. I would definitely recommend crafting it or maybe trading for it. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, click subscribe. I've already done a video on the loose cannon, and right now I'm going to go do the in detail video for the vaccinator. So I will probably have annotations for those on screen. So thanks heaps for watching, and I will see you guys next time for the vaccinator video.